Hello my friends, my name is WeeAddy and welcome back to Smash Ultimate World of Light. Last time, we took down Alucard. We just defeated this whole Castlevania subsection and just over here, where are we? We've still got a fighter left here. That was where Alucard was. Still trying to figure this one out. I think it's related to this, but I don't know where the switch for it is because I haven't seen it at all. But down where I am, I just flicked this switch here and I noticed that this is tilting upwards, which means I can now shoot this guy. So I think I can do that. Still don't know what I'm gonna do about this guy, but I'll figure that out, definitely. So let's go ahead and load our cannon up with this. I didn't have to look it up! I'm so happy! I just started the recording and then went for a run around the level and just saw that switch. Was like, alright, let's flick the switch. What's the worst that could happen? And apparently it was the right answer. Oh yeah, I do need to go this way. James, get off of Civ! You're distracting me, boy! Alright, let's take a look and see who we've got here. It's... oh, I don't want Ken. Why Ken? Oh. Okay, so Ken's probably one of my least favorite inclusions in Smash in general. I think I've probably discussed it before somewhere, but it's just down to the fact that, you know, I don't mind that people wanted Ken and Ryu together. That's fine. It's a classic, you know, rivalry. But my god, it's just not that exciting. I mean, maybe it's just because I've never been a Street Fighter player or a fan. But it's the fact that Ryu himself wasn't that exciting, like his moveset wasn't that exciting, for me anyway. But then like, he was like the second, oh god, that's it, I'm dead, this is it, game over. He was like the second third party Echo fighter to be revealed, and I'm like, oh no, you know, they put Ryu in, or Ryu and Ken in, but not Sonic and Shadow. Like, this is absolute blasphemy. And then also it doesn't help that his reveal trailer was alongside Incineroar, which also wasn't the most exciting reveal in the world. And then on top of that, like, I'm just not a big fan of his moves. Like, it's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know for a fact because I don't know the character too well, so forgive me if I'm misspoken. But Ryu and Ken feel more like, well, Ken feels more like a semi-clone rather than an Echo fighter because of the various amounts of differences in like his normal attacks versus his like side and basically his special moves. Because like Isabelle is a semi-clone, not a Echo fighter, and she's got a lot of similar moves with Villager to a degree. So it's kind of interesting that they decided to go with that route instead of, you know, just making him a fighter. I mean, it's basically the same thing in the context of like, stop. In the context of actually playing the game, it doesn't really matter what they're described as. What matters is their actual movesets and what they can do. And I just find fighting Ken to be, no offense to people who play Ken, he's bullshit. He's borderline bullshit, and I don't want to be that guy that complains, but my god. There's something about fighting a Shoto, like this is going, I mean it's going slowly, but it's going fine. Oh my god, that back air missed! The first one? This one's going fine just because this is a regular, this is just AI. But like, okay, this is it, I'll do it this way. But fighting someone who knows how to use the Shotos, like in the actual fighting games, it's borderline unfair, and especially online where the reactions aren't working quite the way they're supposed to. It's nuts just how free so much of his shit is. So long as you can connect jab, then you get away with so much shit. It's the same problem I have with Terry, and yeah, I'm just not a fan of that design style. And then they got buffed, and it's like, why do they need to be even better? There's no need, Nintendo, no need at all. I will say, thankfully, lately, from entering online tournaments, I have started to learn the matchup a little bit. Not Ken specifically, but I've started to get better at fighting Terry a little bit, which is good, because he was like the big thing I was most worried about. But even still, like, you make one slip up, you just die. That's it. It's game over. You don't even get a chance. So, I don't know. That's why I'm not a big fan of them. I think they're a bit too powerful. I wouldn't mind it if they didn't have, like, so much auto-canceling and so much ways to cancel animations. It just feels kind of unfair in the game, considering that not every fighter has those abilities. It's only the Shotos. So 3 fighters have this huge advantage over everything else. Yes, they do have weaknesses in terms of recovery, but I don't think that makes up for it because, like I said last episode, having a bad recovery doesn't mean you're, you know, it doesn't make up for your overpoweredness of your actual fighting capabilities, because so long as you just don't go off stage or don't get launched off stage, if you're a good character, if you're a good player, you know how to not get thrown off or not how to get messed about. And I mean, that could be said for me too. But as it stands, you get attacked once, you're getting like a 50% combo or a death combo, depending on who you're fighting and what they throw out and how much they know how to throw out. And it does take skill to do that, and I applaud that skill, but I hate it. It doesn't feel fair. I'm sorry. Aha! That's the one I needed. Okay, let's go get this last fighter then. At least I'm fairly confident this will work. Please work. Okay, good. The angle doesn't look quite right, but it did it. 2 fighters? Luigi? Hang on, I need to check. So first off, this is Robin, which is fine. Luigi? Oh, well, I suppose Richter did have to be here. I feel robbed. Luigi should have been here. This is where those guys were revealed, which is fine, but like, he was in the trailer. Kill him here. I mean, whatever. I'm sorry for the mini rant about Ken and Ryu and Shotos in general. Like, I'll be honest, like, it is a fact that, you know, from, well, I don't know, no, I don't know where that sentence was going, and it's hard to do this when it's live. I didn't input that, and there's a part of my problem with playing these characters. There's so many instances where, like, I'm just trying to, like, flick my stick and get ready to do a different move, but because of the input commands, it's doing its own damn thing sometimes, and it gets me killed way more than it should be. That was meant to just be a forward tilt, and he's going and spinning for no reason. Look, anyway, as I tried to say, yes, I know it's my own inability to fight these characters that makes them difficult, but there is also an aspect to it where, like, people who lab this shit out and like, they know what they're doing, like, it does become quite a difficult matchup, and for people who don't fight them often, or even for people who do, it is kind of an unfair advantage to be able to just cancel your moves into specials. Specials, mind you, that will kill very early. Like, I could just go for... Don't do that, Robin. I could just go for down air, up B, and if I connect that down air, there's no lag in between. Like, it's much more effective, like, fighting a real opponent than an AI, but I can just throw aerial or normal attacks and then follow it up with like up Bs or side Bs, and there's like no delay between it. It doesn't feel fair, and that's why I don't like it. But also, I don't understand it. I can't implement it, and even if I were to, I wouldn't find it overly fun. Like, I did try to like teach myself how to play as Ryu and Ken to get them into Elite. I did get them into Elite. It wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy it. I will say though, it does take great skill to be able to pull it off. Then again, I've never really went for more than a couple of hours for each of them to learn how to play them. But for Ryu, it took me about 5 or 6 hours to get him into Elite. For Ken, it took me 2 or 3 matches because down air into up B just kills way too easily. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, here's Robin. Robin's a character that for a long time, like, I didn't understand why people don't play him/her. I'm gonna say him just because I'm playing as the male version right now. But, like, in 4, they seemed like quite capable fighters. I didn't really know many people that played as them. Also, just the fact that they have so many different, like, ways to attack. So they've got pretty decently quick aerials. They've got their tomes, which are their books, I believe. I don't know anything about Fire Emblem either, sorry. Side B is like, it almost felt like a souped up PK Fire because it had that little arc. And then down B, I think down B was the only move that just wasn't good for, like, anyone. Like, I think if you managed to hit it, it was more of a show of good faith that the game was throwing you a bone. Can't believe that axe didn't hit me. I don't mind playing as them. They're actually quite fun to play as since they're a bit more unique than the other Fire Emblem characters. But I will say, like, in 4, I wasn't a big fan of them. In this game, because of the movement improvements, it is a bit more fun. But even at that, I kind of don't like fighting them because I feel like shit like this, down smash, when I have the electric sword, which disappeared, it's way too good. Like, some of his aerials kill really super stinking early, and like down air can spike really easily. Up B can spike. Why can up B spike? If you're off stage trying to punish this guy, and I do one of these, if you're below me, you just die. I mean, alternatively, you could just get hit by like this and get launched up, which isn't that bad. But the fact that it can spike makes it so that if you try to edgeguard this guy, you just get punished for it, which, again, like I mentioned with Game & Watch, isn't super fun to be on the opposite end of, because, you know, everyone tells you to edgeguard better and stuff. Sorry, Chrom. Also, can we talk about how Chrom is still in that Final Smash despite him being in the game now? Like, did they just not want to develop a new one, or what's the deal there? Because that still makes me believe that there's plenty of opportunity for other fighters to be in the game that are already in the game in some other way. So, Waluigi, Shadow, they can be assist trophies and fighters, because Chrom can be a smash attack and a fighter at the same time. It makes no sense. But yeah, anyway, rambling aside, I like Robin. I think it's a very interesting inclusion. I think he's fun to play, but at the same time, I think some of his stuff's just a bit too good. But I know that the trade-off there is his slow speed and stuff, but some of his moves aren't that slow. Like, his moves are pretty damn quick. And Side B got a buff to go even further than it normally does, so I don't know. For me, I guess in general, because I play a lot of brawlers, I have trouble with projectile characters, but that's just a personal thing. So I guess naturally I'm more inclined to get hit by these things. But yeah, it feels kind of annoying to fight, but at the same time, I also know that I can fight it pretty confidently. But we're done with that area. We are done. We are out of there. We can now ascend from darkness to the final area. The final area that we can see. Let me just get over there. Oh, I can go that. Ah, silly man. Don't get me wrong. I realize that what I'm saying make it sound like I'm being very, very negative about a lot of fighters in this game. It's just a thing where it's like personal preference of who I enjoy fighting, who I don't enjoy fighting. It's not so much that I dislike any particular characters, other than the ones I've blatantly said. Like, I really dislike Terry, I dislike fighting Inkling, and I dislike fighting the Shotos, Ken, Ryu. I said those in opposite order, my bad. But you know, those are just personal opinions. Ultimately, what I say doesn't matter about who you play or anything like that. If you play Ryu, Ken, Terry, Inkling, or any other fighters that I have problems with, that's fine. I don't want this to be a personal jab at you. And just because I have my complaints doesn't reflect badly on you. Those are my inabilities that I have to deal with, and these are just what I feel about these characters, because I know that a lot of people get very, you know, protective of the characters that they play, especially when people have negative opinions upon them. I play Sonic. He has had nothing but scrutiny for the past 2 months during this whole quarantine because of online tournaments and just Wi-Fi in general. I am used to the, you know, the backlash. I get told shit all the time. I had a whole night where I was just fed bullshit upon bullshit about people just saying, fuck you, your character sucks, just like every other Sonic player, here's you saying this and here's this. It's like, I get the hate as well, and I don't want to be that guy who's spouting the hate about other fighters. I've done it. I have done it. On my Twitter, I've said I hate things like Palutena. I've hated Game & Watch, but that's okay for me to hate someone. No, not someone. No. It's okay for me to hate fighters. Whereas, that's what I was trying to refer to as someone. It's okay for me to hate these fighters, but so long as I'm not making it toxic to the player who's playing those characters, then that's where it crosses a boundary. And so long as you don't take it personally, then we're cool. I will admit, like, I have fought Terrys and have made a very poor judgment call where I've said Terry players are carried by Terry, or even Ken players are carried by Ken. Those are just personal opinions that are really bad takes, and that's me being salty, and I know that's on me, that's my fault, and I know we're not playing right now, but I want to get this all out there because the whole drama behind Smash is ridiculous. Like, people take things way too seriously sometimes, and I mean, I take it seriously. I love the game, I'm competitive, so I really enjoy being good at the game, and also try my best at the game. So I'm gonna strive to be the best Sonic I can be despite the backlash, and I want you, no matter how much I hate it, to be the best Ken, the best Inkling, the best Terry that you can be. I might not like it, but so long as you're happy, and so long as we're not being toxic to each other as people, like, that's fine. But I think, again, like, people still get wound up, like, even saying something like, oh, you know, I personally think Terry gets away too easily with things. They have to make that attack being like, oh, well, you can spin dash. It's like, yeah, okay, you know what, we're just having back and forth now where we're not going to agree with each other, and we're kind of getting under each other's skin, but that's fine. Anyway, what the fuck was I doing? Richter, that's right, okay. Yes, sorry for the rambling. I just thought that's something I should get off my chest, because I want to make sure that I'm covering my business here. I don't want people getting the wrong way that, you know, just because I dislike a character, that I dislike you as a player, or anything like that. I want people to respect each other, hit the character, not each other, and even at that, at least if you're going to dislike the character, be respectful about it. Like, no one likes to hear how much you hate their character over and over and over again. Like, I can tell my friends repeatedly, I hate Game & Watch, I hate Game & Watch, I hate Game & Watch, but that's gonna really, like, get under the skin after a while. Like, give it a rest. And I mean, again, I'm no saint, I do it all the time as well. I say to people all the time how much I dislike their characters. Mostly my friends, because we understand it's part of the banter. Like, yeah. Anyway, Richter, I don't really know what I can say about Richter besides what I've already said for Simon. I think they're quite interesting inclusions. I wish more people played them, because they're iconic characters that got brought in, and it's nice that those iconic characters are here and people have the opportunity to play them. But I feel like because of their huge drawbacks, they're easily gimped, and they don't have a lot going for them besides projectile spam. they can be quite hard for people to pick up and get used to. I've gotten to the point now where if I get them in randoms, I'm super confident playing them, and oddly, despite them being projectile characters, I actually really enjoy playing as them. There's Crazy Ann again. It's kind of weird. I'm not really big into projectile users usually, but there's something about Richter and Simon that are actually quite fun. And again, it's like, why do they have to have a difference of like the down B being holy water or fire? I don't get it. I don't get it, but you know what? If that's worthy of making 2 separate fighters, then go ahead. If it doesn't take much dev cost, then I don't mind. You know, end of the day, it's all about representation, and we got both of them, so that's cool in my eyes. And they're pretty cool, and I think fighting decent Simon and Richters are actually kind of fun because you have to be able to figure a way between all their shit. Now, obviously, there's some shit I hate. I hate being at ledge for them to just be at, you know, forward tilt distance, and then they throw out a down B, which is the holy water, and then if you just go neutral get up or jump, then you're caught on that fire and they can just forward smash you. It's one of those things where it's like, it's an easy kill, it feels a wee bit cheap, but at the same time, it's part of their kit, and I should know to watch out for it. It's on me for feeling to act on that multiple times. Is it easy for them? Sure, but if it's easy for them, then I should really wise up because I know that's what they're going for. Anyway, ignore me. Ignore my ramblings. Let's get into more generic spirits. And I'm sorry that this has already been a half of an episode and we've gone nowhere, but I've had a lot to talk about in this one. To summarize my thoughts on what I was just talking about there, like, because I don't know if I was fully clear. I enjoy fighting Simon and Richter because I think it's very interesting to see someone play a character that is fundamentally, like, weakened by their own kit, their inability of recovering and stuff like that there. So I find it more, you know, applaudable when people, you know, play those characters quite well, because I can't help but be impressed about the dedication that someone's going to play a character with such a weakness willingly. So yeah, that's why I like fighting them. It might, even if it still annoys you, like, oh, I hate all this projectile spam because I don't know how to get through it, it's still like admirable that they went that mile to be that good at the character that fundamentally they could just play someone else that's better. But I like people choosing who they want to play based on either play style or because of their attachment to the character, and not necessarily because, oh, this character is objectively the best. That's what I like about Smash and most games that have any sort of competitive element. Like, just pick what you... I've died. He got up and he pushed me with his big thick hands. TLDR, play who you like, and that's respectable by me. And if you like the strong characters, then you know what, fair enough. But there are also a fair amount of people who play the strong characters only because they're strong, and that's all I was getting at with that. And if you're one of those people, then, you know, fair enough, that it's fine to want to play the character that will get you the win. I understand that as well. Just for me personally, that's not what I find enjoyable about the game. Otherwise, I would also pick up like Palu and Game & Watch, or Mario, because Mario's really good. In fact, I struggled with playing Mario at the start of this game. I've gotten used to him again, but he's still not one of my go-tos. Just here we unlock Dr. Stewart's location, which is a dojo. Nice. That doesn't look like an area. Okay, so there's not a whole lot that we can do here. We gotta go up this way, get that chest, and then there's obviously some more stuff to do up here because there's some clouds left. But it's a bit weirdly designed, this area, just because there's so much, like, detail on the map, but I don't actually know where I'm supposed to be going, but it's basically just a straight line. There's just a chest here with no spirit guarding it or anything, with a lot of spirit points that I'm not gonna use. Alright, so we got a spirit there, that'll uncover the rest of the clouds. Okay, let's do this guy and get the chest first. Tyranitar. And inside we have snacks. That's always underwhelming, really. We just saved Amy Rose there, which is interesting. They had Open Your Heart playing, but like, she's from CD, so why not put Sonic Boom on? I don't get it. That seems like such a missed opportunity. Oh, there's 4 paths up here. What a funky looking area. Like, look at all these weird geometric shapes. Interesting, interesting. I don't know what this next area is going to be. Hopefully it's all futuristic and colorful. Ooh. Alright, let's see what it shows us. Oh, it's not going to show us everything. Oh, that's upsetting. Well, there's the boss, anyway. I imagine they'll all lead to one path eventually, but I'm going to do the rest of these first before we go into that sub-area. This one uncovered nothing. Nothing. Seeing these two has made me think, did Bubble Bobble get represented in this game at all? I think. If not, that's really a damn shame, because Bubble Bobble were like such an iconic like NES title, and like they were on like PlayStation as well and a few other things. But like, it's just because these are green and blue and have like pink cheeks, and that's why it reminded me of it. But like, Yeah, Bubble Bobble should be in this in some form. I heard someone saying they wanted Bubble and Bub and Bob as fighters for one of the DLC packs, and I'm like, that sounds amazing. It's never gonna happen, but how cool would that be? Because like Bubble Bobble are like one of the old school like arcade games that probably haven't, or probably one of the very few that could probably be recognizable in this game, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, they'll be recognizable in the game, and like people would probably want them in the game. I mean, I suppose you could make the argument for like Dig Dug and stuff, and Burger Time and all this other shit, but like, I don't know, like Bubble and Bubble have the cute little dinosaurs, and you just think, oh, wouldn't they look nice in Smash even if they didn't do very much? I don't know. Oh, a fighter. Oh. Well, I'm gonna do that first. I don't know, I think it would be cool to have them, but personally, I'm not overly looking for them, but if they were there, I would be like, hell yeah! I don't know how you'd represent their moveset at all, but I don't know. Alright, that's all the clouds cleared. This one leads to a chest, which I was kind of expecting. Only one dud. Discun. I have no idea what that is. Alright, let's check out what this fighter is, and then we'll head in to the sub area. So we have Rosalina and Luma. Oh, interesting. I wasn't expecting to see them here. I mean, I don't know where I expected them, but like, in the middle of like a digital area? Not really. Alright, let's take them on. Rosalina's kind of a weird one where, also, for one, it's kind of interesting that we got her at all. I certainly wasn't expecting another Mario rep in Smash 4. Because in Smash 4 we got, what? We got Rosalina and Luma, we got Bowser Jr., and that gave us Mario, Luigi, Peach. Oh, sorry, had to focus there. Luma. Alright, that's enough of that. I don't know, basically, long story short, it's kind of interesting that they got another fighter, and I really didn't know what they were going to do for Rosalina. I kind of like what they did. It's an interesting concept, but it's also kind of weird that, like, this worked on the 3DS, but the Ice Climbers didn't. I would have thought this is kind of the same idea. Obviously, it's toned down because Luma's a lot smaller. Maybe it's just down to, like, model count and stuff because of how much tries the Ice Climber models would have. I don't know. I know nothing about 3D modeling or any of the shit that I'm talking about. But maybe that's what it's to do with, or like something to do with like AI pathing, because I don't get how a game that had Rosalina and Luma in it, which is basically like two controlled characters at one time, could feel to have the Ice Climbers, if you get me. Sorry, Rosa. I don't know. I just don't get it. That said, it's nice that they're included because they have one of the coolest opening trailers ever. It was like a Mario Kart theme, and it looked so gorgeous in the CGI. It was so good, but I don't know. I want a Smash Bros. Movie in that style. But it's nice to have Rosa. She's not too difficult to fight, but there are some people who are just insane with her, as per with most characters, where they know how to do some weird tricks with Luma. And did you know Luma can up smash at ledge, and it'll hit characters on the ledge? Why? It's an up smash. Also, I need to change over to her. I forgot to do that. Alright, I will switch into Rosa as soon as we go in here and fight our first enemy, but we are now here in the final sub-area. Or maybe final area. I don't know. The final area that we can see, called Mysterious Dimension. This place is massive. I'm just moving the camera to see how high up it goes. How high up it goes. What is this? It won't let me full map here, so I can't show you everything, but this place is massive. Look how much I was able to scroll. Okay, so it doesn't go very far left or right, it doesn't seem. It's more of a vertical. But it's still massive. Okay, let's go. What is this? Oh, cool, another choice. Who among these spirits can float in the air? Winged Pikmin? Yes. Yellow Pikmin? It's a question that I have to fight. But what if I want to fight all of them? Because I want to unlock all the spirits. Interesting, interesting. Okay. I mean, it's kind of in the name. Winged Pikmin. You would kind of expect the winged ones to fly. Oh, this is... I'm just gonna... Rosalina missed? Or Luma missed? My god, look at these little jigs. There's what? There's more! Oh, there's 8 of them left. Okay. Rosalina and Luma. Let's actually talk about, like, playing as the fighters. They're kind of interesting. Like, I think, definitely in Smash 4, she was very powerful. In this game, obviously, I think she's been nerfed a bit. Her Nair got changed as well, which is... I don't know if it's for the better, because I honestly forget what her Nair was in Smash 4. I'm not super fond of playing as her, just because she's very floaty. Obviously, that's because of the Mario Galaxy inspired theme behind her. But because she's so floaty, I feel very sluggish and very slow, so I'm not fully committed to like half the moves I throw out. And then also in general, like I throw out moves like forward air and stuff and expect them to hit, and the animation looks very off compared to the actual hitbox. It feels like I will go through people half the time. I'll just beat these guys up just for the sake of beating them up and get those spirits as well. So yeah, I'm not super fond of her, but I'm glad that she's here nonetheless. And of course, it's also one of those characters again where I'm mad respect to the people who are very good at playing Hazura, using like Luma in such weird ways. It can feel very cheap at times just because you can throw, like, it's kind of like Olimar, where sometimes you can put the Luma or the Pikmin in weird places where you just don't expect it to be able to do anything. I've had people pluck an Olimar, pluck a Pikmin from down below a ledge. It lands on top of the platform, like just above me where I'm standing here, and then they do a forward smash and it hits me on the platform, like even though it hasn't synced up with Olimar yet. It's not down where he's supposed to be. That kind of shit, that's impressive. People who know what they're doing with that, it's just, that blows my mind and I don't understand it. Sorry about the ear-shattering noises there. Pichu's being destroyed, but that's just part of the fight. Let's ride! Oh, that's a weird animation. You couldn't have done literally anything else. Like, that's just his jumping, his fall animation after a jump, and that looks really off. I mean, okay, whatever. Pooh! Alright, let's see what's in this chest. Points. Lovely. Oh, I got stuck. Alright, right or left? We got 2 more potential queries here. Let's take a look and see what this one is. This is actually this is quite good. Which spirit is a no-pawn? I'm pretty sure that's... Nopon is, Ricky from Xenoblade. Tora would be one of those. That's their species name. And I think Tora's from Xenoblade 2? I don't know. I haven't played Xenoblade. I've only ever watched Sugar Conroy play the whole thing. I just want to see what both these questions are while I'm here. So, which spirit usually sells furniture? Well, it'll be the Nook twins, wouldn't it? Red. Technically. Trade and Battle Card Hero Series. Maruhige shop owner. Technically, Red does sell furniture. Technically, but he mostly sells art. So I don't know. I would say Red, but then again, this guy's literally called a shop owner. So I don't know. But I guess I'll just do them. Aha! I was right, it was Red. See, big brain. Oh, there's a fighter here and a chest. Okay, so this isn't maybe as big as I thought. It's a lot of big areas, but they're ultimately... That looks weird on the side there. Like, that pixelating doesn't look quite right. It's kind of... Why is it doing that? Like, I know they have to make the edge of the world somewhere, but like, why couldn't they just make it a solid, like... That could have been the edge of the world right there. But then you move over to the right, and that's what it looks like. It just doesn't look like it got imported correctly. I don't know. Something weird about the way that looks. Anyway, I think I forgot to finish what I was saying. It's cool that there's like a little mini quiz in this. Kind of like the ending of Banjo-Kazooie, where you have to answer questions about Gruntilda and various things like that. The furnace of fun. But yeah, it's cool that like they test your actual like game knowledge and trivia. Obviously, if you're not... Why did he just hold that the whole time? Obviously, if you don't know anything about, like, some of these franchises, you won't know the answers. But, yeah, it's kind of cool for the people who do know. It's like a little bonus of, like, hey, if you know the answer, you can skip these spirits. There you go. That's your reward, and well done you. Unless the reward is the chest, which I don't imagine they would lock out if you get it wrong. But, like, what if they do? What if getting it wrong means they don't give you the chest right away? So we got that one right. We got another pathway to the sewers area over there, and we got that chest. But what if I pick someone else first? Will we not get the chest? Because it looks like, I imagine they're all like spirit points, so then it's not like you're losing out if you don't get it. Let's check. Spirit points. So they, like, spirit points could be a reward that they could easily just be like, yeah, you don't need those. They don't matter. And it wouldn't matter that you've lost them because they're kind of not important. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. But anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. Like I was trying to say, this area seems a lot more big in terms of like the way it looks in terms other than... Sorry, words are difficult. It looks a lot bigger than it actually is. The path is pretty straightforward and it's mostly multiple choice questions. It's obviously splitting off here a little bit, but it doesn't seem as bad as it looks. But it is a mad area. Like, there's just shit everywhere. There is so much detail and random stuff going on in the screen. Like this, for example, looks weird as all hell. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, my friends, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.